3 years from now, the United States will celebrate the biggest and most important milestone in our country's history. 250 years of American independence. What a great country. We have to keep it that way. But that's why, as a nation, we should be preparing for a most spectacular birthday party. We want to make it the best of all time. Here is my plan to give America's founding in 1776 the incredible anniversary it truly deserves. On day one, I will convene a White House task force called Salute to America 250. It will be responsible for coordinating with state and local governments to ensure not just one day of celebration, but an entire year of festivities across the nation, starting on Memorial Day 2025 and continuing through July 4th, 2026. Second, I will work with all 50 governors, Republican and Democrat alike, to create the Great American State Fair, a unique one-year exhibition featuring pavilions from all 50 states. It'll be something. The Great American State Fair will showcase the glory of every state in the Union, promote pride in our history, and put forth innovative visions for America's future. My hope is that the amazing people of Iowa will work with my administration to open up the legendary Iowa State Fairgrounds to host the Great American State Fair and welcome millions and millions of visitors from around the world to the heartland of America for this special one-time festival. Together we will build it and they will come. Third, alongside the Great American State Fair, we will host major sporting contests for high school athletes. These are great athletes, wonderful athletes from fantastic high schools all around the country. These Patriot Games will allow young Americans from every state to show off the best of American skills, sportsmanship, and competitive spirit. Fourth, I will sign an executive order to bring back our National Garden of American Heroes, which we want to build very badly, commission artists for the first 100 statues to populate this new statuary park honoring the greatest Americans of all time. Fifth, as president, I will invite the leaders and citizens of nations around the world to visit the United States in honor of our 250th anniversary. It's going to be great. America's tourist industry should get ready because we're going to have a lot of people coming. It will be a record year. And finally, and most importantly, I will ask America's great religious communities to pray for our nation and our people as we prepare for this momentous occasion. From the very beginning, America has been a country sustained and strengthened by prayer and by our communities of faith. As we chart a course toward the next 250 years, let us come together and rededicate ourselves as one nation under God. Thank you.
Yo, what's up, guys? American Mexican Gunslinger. I've been trying to do this video for you guys, for all of you people. If you guys are watching, you are part of the resistance, and we are here to discuss certain topics that a lot of us have been talking about. A lot of YouTubers have been wanting to discuss these topics with you. Remember, YouTube is for entertainment purposes, so don't get your head on a swivel. Anyways, you all people know about the Economist cover, how it came out, and it shows the 3D gram of the big old soccer ball that this little young fella is kicking. Well, 2026 is in about 2 more days, and it came really fast, like a blur, man. It was just quickly. A lot of people were depressed during the holiday seasons about all these things that are happening around the United States of America, the psyops, these political parasites trying to, remove our joy and get us further away from Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. And there's so many psyops happening in today's world that we cannot keep track of everything that's happening. It gets very overwhelming through these times, but there's a few pieces of the puzzle that a lot of people didn't get. And I'm going to discuss those pieces of the puzzle, and if we can all put these pieces together, we'll realize what we are doing. Understand this. All these things that are happening right now as we speak, this Economist cover that's coming up for the 2026, and Mr. Trump over here has discussed these things 2 years prior, in 2023, he made a video about this whole discussion about the 250th anniversary. As you people can see, the birthday cake is getting shot up and lit up, and things are gonna escalate very quickly. Things are gonna be very escalate very quickly, and so-called the powers that be are gonna plan to take away all our freedoms. It's the 250th anniversary, and if you people don't know, it's also the 25th year of the anniversary of 9/11. So you have to understand these things. This ain't no game. The powers that be are committed in high black sorcery, witchcraft, and all these mysticisms and all these secret religions, the Illuminati, the Freemasons. The number 33 has been coming up lately on so many occasions. It's not even funny, but they do this because it's a giant satanic ritual. I'm gonna check out the recent video of Trump of the 250 years that he posted up. I'm gonna show you right now, actually, instead of you trying to find the video. I already found it for you. But these things are no game. And MAGA means magician in all the languages of the world. You people have to understand this. He is not your friend, and he never will be. I will never side with any political parasite ever. Ever. This ain't a game. This is spiritual warfare at its maximum scale. And if you people, understand the position that we're in right now, it's a hard one. But let me tell you, people that are in this depressive state of mind where you guys feel hopeless, don't feel hopeless, because we have Jesus Christ on our side. Jesus Christ has unlimited power. The Satan and his satanic agents only have limited power. They only have limited sources, and majority of these sources are worldly sources. If we have the most powerful person on our side, and that's our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, never give hope to these people. Always give all your hope to Jesus. It will make you stronger, and it will make you invincible in the eyes of these political parasites, because they know where they're going. They're going to go in a lake of fire once this all plays together. So don't give up hope. Keep praying. Pray without ceasing. Even pray when you're driving on the road. Pray for other people. Even pray for those wicked people to get their hands back, back to Jesus Christ. These dead, lost people. Pray for those people so they can find Jesus Christ back. We need more people on our side than ever before, and these times are just going to progress, and it's just going to get worse. 2026 is going to be a giant year of BS, and people, you have to prepare for this. I am not a worldly person. I've never been. Well, I have been when I was, dead asleep. But I woke up very early upon my awakening when it comes to Jesus Christ, and knowing the fact that these political parasites have been doing this for years. And let me tell you, people, waking up early on in my life, it's been hard than those of you people that have waken up like when you're in your 40s. It's a different ball game, especially when your family and all your friends think you're going crazy, or think that you are doing this wrongfully, or think that you are different from other people. It's because they don't know the truth. They have never been told the truth. Okay? And people, you have to understand this. And I got my camera lady right here. Shout out to Miss Gunslinger. She can't. She's the one helping me, making this possible for you people. Without her, whew, I don't know, man. She's the one that woke me up to become closer to Jesus Christ. So give her all the credit, man. Because I was mostly thinking worldly when I was youngsters, when we were youngsters together. I was telling her about all these things that are happening around the world, and she was telling me about Jesus. And I realized that Jesus is the only truth and the way, and no one can go through the Father except through Him. Understand that, and that got me thinking a lot more. So shout out to Miss Gunslinger. She does majority of the work. But okay, guys, let's go to the video.
In my campaign for president, I pledged to give America the most spectacular birthday party the world has ever seen for America's 250th anniversary on July 4th, next year. Already we've had big celebrations to commemorate the 250th birthdays of the Army, the Navy, and the United States Marines, but there is much, much more to come. We're going to have a good time. As we ring in 2026, Americans across the nation will see the iconic Washington Monument illuminated with festive birthday lights to honor the start of this historic anniversary year. Then from June 25th to July 10th of next year, we will host the Great American State Fair on the National Mall, featuring pavilions from all 50 states, highlighting breathtaking innovations and celebrating America's exceptional history and culture. Frankly, you'll never see anything like it, and you'll never see anything like it again. In the fall, we will host the first ever Patriot Games, an unprecedented 4-day athletic event featuring the greatest high school athletes, one young man and one young woman from each state and territory. But I promise there will be no men playing in women's sports. You're not going to see that. You'll see everything but that. As I first announced in 2020, we will build the National Garden of American Heroes, featuring statues of all-time greatest Americans, and we will build a triumphal arc as we celebrate 250 years of American freedom. We are the only major city. We are the only major capital. We are the only major place without a triumphal arc, a beautiful triumphal arc, one like in Paris where they have the beautiful arc in Paris. They call it the Arc de Triomphe. And we're going to have one in Washington, D.C. very soon. Construction will start in the very near future. And next spring, we will host a major prayer event on the National Mall to rededicate our country as one nation under God. We're not changing that. There are a lot of people who would like to see it. It'll never happen. And on Flag Day, we will have a one-of-a-kind UFC event here at the White House. It'll be the greatest champion fighters in the world, all fighting that same night. The great Dana White is hosting, and it's going to be something special. But all of this is just the beginning. 2026 will be a celebration of America like no other, honoring our nation in all of its glory. To help carry out these exciting plans, we have created a new public-private partnership. It's called Freedom 250. Working with states, companies, and organizations across the country, we will renew the patriotism, pride, and pioneering spirit of America and lay the groundwork for the next 250 years of independence and freedom. This will be a time like you've never had in your lives. America 250. Thank you. I love you all.
So you just watched the video of Donald Trump talking about you have never seen anything like that in your life, and it'll be a one-time opportunity, and it's never going to happen again. This is a warning to all of you Americans out there, not to just patriots. I'm talking about the truth seekers. I'm talking about the people who do not praise political parasites. The games, the Patriot games, what the hell does that even mean? Oh yeah, by the way, this doesn't work because I don't know what happened. This is just for show. So yeah. But besides that, something big is gonna happen in Patriot games. Doesn't that sound kind of familiar to something like this?
Happy Hunger Games, and may the odds be ever in your favor.
War. Terrible war. The 12 districts of Pan Am shall offer up in tribute one young man and woman between the ages of 12 and 18 to be trained in the art of survival and to be prepared to fight to the death.
So people, how does that sound to you? That sounds very interesting to me. But let me show you something even bigger than that as well. Well, as time progresses, you know, all these warnings are happening. The 250th year anniversary has a countdown. 6 months and 2 days. 6 months and 2 days away from what? The Patriot games or what? But this is what rings a bigger bell, is who's sponsoring this. Let me show you. Let me show you. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. We're going to read that. 350 million Americans, our nation's 25th anniversary, even though they try to take our freedoms on a daily basis, you know. But, yeah. Look at the sponsors. Look at this. Who is sponsoring this? Tell me if you see some big names there. Some big names that you know, might remind yourself of, like, doing bad things to all of us Americans. But look at this. No, it gets even better than that. What do you see there? Oh yeah. 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 These people are sponsoring these games. But here's the funny part. Without these giant corporations, the government is not anything. They depend on these corporations in order for them to succeed with their giant schemes. Let me tell you, the government is not invincible and they have no power whatsoever. But all these people, all these giant corporations, they have all the power. They're the ones that are controlling the strings. And we as the people have to depend on the government, but the government has to depend on these giant corporations that we give all our money to. They spy on us. They sell us hardware that continues to spy on us on a daily basis. And we have no control over it. But like what I said, it gets even more interesting than that. So yeah, it gets even crazier. And sorry for the technical difficulties, but my computer's acting up and this microphone was working earlier. Now it's not working. So the powers that be, Satan, doesn't want me to put this video up, but I'm still going to try. I'm trying, people. I'm trying, alright? But check this out. The Task Force 250 presidential initiatives. You people can read this for yourself, but this is happening. This is happening this year coming up, people. And the Patriot Games, the first of its kind competition. The Patriot Games will spotlight outstanding high school athletes from across the country. This inspiring event celebrates discipline, sportsmanship, and teamwork while uplifting the diverse talents of America's youth and shining a light on the next generation of leaders. But they have been brainwashing our children, making them think that they can be, if they're a boy, they can be a girl. If they're a girl, they can be a boy. This whole time. And now they want to put our strongest youth out there for the world to see, when they have been dumbed down with brain rot, pornography, bad information from these people are so messed up. Like, there's only a minuscule amount of the youth that understand the truth, meaning of what's happening around them. And let me tell you, look back at the economics cover of the soccer player, in FIFA. We can't forget that soccer player that's kicking that ball. And FIFA also has a countdown, people. Let me show you real quick. Let me show you. Right now we're 162 days and 1 hour and 51 minutes away. But why is there a countdown for this and a countdown for the 250th anniversary coming up? This is something big. This is something big. And here in Kansas City, the whole flock cameras that are happening are going to start before this event takes place. So they're going to be spying on everybody while these things and these events are happening. Maybe they want to capture it on camera while it's happening, people. This is not a test. This is not a test. It is really, really, really wild. But I'm going to show you this other video. And let me tell you something. It's just going to get a lot crazier than what you think it is.
Commissioner of the FDNY announcing today the department's plans to commemorate next year's 25th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. The year-long commemoration will include plans to honor the 343 FDNY members who were killed on 9/11. They're going to do it at the Ferry Hawk Stadium on Staten Island. The plans will also honor the more than 400 members who have died from World Trade Center-related illnesses since the attacks.
As we plan these events, we've tried to be thoughtful and respectful and carry the honor and tradition of the FDNY into everything we do, because we want to show the world and the FDNY families that when we do this and when we say things like we will never forget, we truly mean it.
Well, some of the plans also include revealing a new 9/11 emblem and a department-produced film about that tragic day.
So it has been 25 years from the anniversary of 9/11. 9/11 is what kicked off the start of the New World Order. People, you have to understand the process of these things that are happening. It's all a giant witchcraft, sorcery, whatever you want to call it. The powers that be that control this world, Satan himself, it's just going to progress and get even worse. And let me tell you something. It's going to get a lot worse. I'm going to show you this from this website particularly. What has come to the head? But I'm going to read it for you loud and clear for you people. Take your plugs off and listen to what I'm telling you. Alright? This economist will also be, the link will be below for you to read it for yourself. But I'm going to read it. The world ahead. Now, how 2026 will shape the next decade. Yeah. Recorded on November 13th. Alright. This year, President Donald Trump has demolished long-standing norms and upended decades-old institutions at breathtaking speed. The old world order, repeat, the old world order is finished. It's done. It's finished. And in 2026, the contours of what will replace it will emerge. In the week we publish our new edition of The World Ahead, our future gazing guide to the coming year. Our top editors consider what 2026 will reveal about the future of Western liberal democracies, the reshaping of global power structures, the outlook for the world economy, and the impact of new technologies. Wow. What a coincidence this came up. November 6, 2024. They've been warning us and they continue to warn us. Elon Musk, what does that even mean? Novus Ordo Secolium. What does that mean? What does that mean? It's behind your dollar bill. A new order of the ages. That's what it means in English, people. This is something that they have warned us about. And the New World Order is coming into fruition like that, people. It's coming fast. This ain't no game. We tell you, the people that want to seek the truth, we're warning you about these things that come in place. You have to be ready spiritually, physically, and mentally, and put all your might and hope to Jesus Christ. If you really want to come out and endure out of this, you have to do this, people. You have to do this. There's a lot of people that have been telling you about these warnings. Shout out to Richie from Boston. He talks about this continuously. When I was watching his videos, I seen when they took him off online, when they took his channel down. And there was no way to find the truth until he put out his own website for that so we can see. Keeping these websites up, it costs money. Some people have no choice, but he wasn't doing it for the financial benefit. He was doing it for y'all to continue to search for the truth, because We have been warning you over and over and over again. These two earths are colliding together, people. It's spiritual and physical. Understand that. Put your whole heart and soul to Jesus Christ. This ain't no game. Go read your Bible. Understand it. This is spiritual warfare at a mass scale. I have seen it firsthand growing up on how the wickedness of this world can control you easily with witchcraft, sorcery, and mind manipulation. You know? Check this out. So remember those data centers and CERN and colliding, certain particles with our world? Well, and lately CERN has been opening up these portals, and a lot of people have been seeing these strange creatures in the sky. Different dimensions is real, people. It is a real phenomenon. You people have to understand these things.
Is Hawkins, and this is the Upside Down. And we've always assumed the Upside Down was another dimension opened by Brenner, but it turns out it's actually a bridge. More specifically, an interdimensional bridge that rips through space-time. It is wildly unstable. This wormhole connects Hawkins to here, another world that I've coined the Abyss. The bridge formed, and ever since, Henry and his army of monsters have been using it to cross right back into Hawkins. The minds of children are weaker, right? More easily molded and controlled, so he
draw the worlds together.
The Abyss. Crash into Hawkins. No, not crash. Merge. He was making rifts, weakening of the Abyss, just like he weakened Hawkins. So when the Abyss and Hawkins collide, they become one.
He's remaking the world.
Yeah. These things are happening today, people. Come on. They're happening today. And CERN and all these data centers emerging to all these different areas and locations around the United States of America, they're planning something big. And these data centers are not what you think. They're not for surveillance, they're not for spying, and I know a lot of people will tell you that, but I feel like they're giant electronic Ouija boards to talk to these other dimensional beings and get information from them. The great old ones, people. Understand these things. This is spiritual warfare, and they're trying to get to the other side to unleash this plethora of wickedness around the world. And people don't understand why these giant elitists, the Epstein files that Mr. Trump doesn't want to release, and putting dozens of distractions so you don't see what's happening. They need child sacrifice, and they need children for these things. That's why there's so many child diddlers in the government facilities, in these giant corporations, these people with power, these celebrities, because they're summoning these demons. And they don't care about you or me at a longest scale. They look at us like little ants. Understand this, people. These things are happening. Wickedness is happening. And one thing about the Economist cover that no one is talking about are the vaccine shots that are under there. What's gonna happen right now in 2026? This crap is gonna come back, but it's gonna come back with a different name. And let me tell you people something. Check this out.
Doctors are preparing for a surge in flu cases this week after recent CDC data shows nearly 5 million cases across the country already. New York State is seeing its worst flu outbreak in more than 2 decades. Medical correspondent Dr. Darian Sutton joins me for more on this. Dr. Sutton, always happy to get a chance to get advice from you. I know you see this firsthand. What's kind of behind this surge in flu? It seems like it's a lot worse than usual.
Yeah, the emergency room has been quite busy, Elizabeth. When you're looking at the numbers, specifically here in New York, you're correct. The numbers are the highest numbers of the flu that they've seen since we first started recording flu rates in 2004. Over 70,000 cases, and that number was dated December 20th. That's 38% higher than the week before. Important to note that climb is there, and 63% higher in terms of hospitalizations. Now, what's behind this? There's a new flu variant, subclad K or subclade K. It appeared during the summer, and it appeared after the flu vaccine was manufactured. Now, that's important to understand because that can reduce the effectiveness of the vaccine. But thankfully, early evidence have still shown that these vaccines are providing protection, reducing the risk of hospitalization and severe illness up to 40% for adults, and for the same for children up to 75%.
I mean, as you always say, it's it's not too late to get vaccinated, even if you haven't. For kids, what do we need to know about treating kids, and how is this affecting kind of younger people too?
You know, I'm talking about this with parents because half of the documented numbers here in New York, half of those reported cases are children. And so the majority of patients who are coming in with illness are children. Now, important to note, children are resilient, but the risk isn't zero. Last year, we saw the deadliest flu season for children that we've ever seen since 2004. Over 280 children lost their life. Important to note, nearly 40% of those children had no prior medical history. For many, that was their first visit to the hospital and being hospitalized. So that's so important to understand that the risk is there. Now, what parents need to know is that the best way we know how to reduce that risk is, of course, through vaccination. And secondly, reducing our risk of exposure. That's by masking, because the flu virus, as well as RSV, which is also circulating, is a respiratory illness. And then washing our hands, cleaning high-touch surfaces. This is the time when you have to be extremely cautious.
If you are feeling a little bit of symptoms coming on, what can you do to kind of avoid that and try to keep your family healthy too?
You know, if you are starting to feel symptoms, this is when you need to keep yourself as healthy as possible. That includes rest, that includes hydration. And if you're high risk, for example, if you're over the age of 65, if you are pregnant, if you're immune compromised, or if you're having severe symptoms that are rapidly progressing, talk to your provider about antivirals like Tamiflu. We typically give those for high-risk patients, but they are best used when started within 2 days of symptom onset, and that's when they're most effective.
And you can still be contagious through that time.
And you can still be contagious during that time. It's so important to know because I diagnose the flu often, and many times I watch patients walk out of that ER, I hand them a mask, and they put it in their pocket.
No,
so just
that's
know
not what you're supposed
that
to
there
do.
are many people walking around you who might be infected, and so your exposure risk is high.
Keep that in mind, especially as everybody's traveling home. Keep, around each other all the time.
And viruses love cold, dry air. They love when people move inside and are close together. That's the holiday period. And that's one of the reasons why we're not just seeing the flu rise, but we're also seeing RSV, which unfortunately is leading to a lot of infants coming into the hospital and older patients. And then there's norovirus, which causes nausea and vomiting. That also, I've seen a lot of patients with that. It's extremely infectious. So usually when I see one member of a household, I then see other members from that same household come in a day or two later.
I'm gonna go wash my hands like right after.
As you can see, people, this thing's gonna come back. They're gonna want you to wear your mask again. They want you to get your shots again. They want you to comply again. It's gonna happen even worse because they don't want you to be a free individual. 2026 is going to be one of the craziest years that we're going now into. People, understand this. I know my audio sounds kind of weird, but I've been having technical difficulties because the powers that be don't want me to put this information up for you. And there's a lot of truth seekers out here, people. I'm wrapping this up, people. But be aware, this is spiritual warfare at a mass scale. And a lot of us YouTubers who seek the truth have been warning you for years about these things coming to place. We've been telling you to be ready, be prepared. You cannot stop these things from happening. You cannot. It's got to happen. We have to endure. So people, get ready, because lockdowns are going to come back again. These sicknesses and illnesses happen because they're spraying the skies with bariums and aluminum and all these other chemicals that we have no idea what they're doing with these chemtrails, contrails, geoengineering, blocking out the sun, making it cold as heck. Here in Kansas City, Missouri, we got an Arctic blast. There was a day, 2 days where it was nice and sunny and it felt warm outside, and all of a sudden it gets to the point where it feels like 10 degrees outside. It was snowing outside, and my weather app didn't even tell me it was gonna snow. And people right now are putting salt all over the freaking sidewalks, so we don't know what's coming. We don't know, because these powers that be, they don't tell us what's gonna happen. They don't tell us. They only tell us when it's happening, and then it's too late for you to respond and to have an action, to have a plan ahead of that. Understand this, people. We are being poisoned by a ridiculous amount of GMO foods, being poisoned by the amount of media, distractions, political parasites, leading us to wrong paths. We have to stick to the narrow path, the only truth and the way, and that's through Jesus Christ, people. I'm making this video so long already, but it's not even funny. It took us hours to even make this video, so give us credit for this, people. We're telling you this because we care about you and we love you. All the YouTubers out there, you know, Minutes of Horror, Richie from Boston, Manny Fishers, all these other truth seekers, Call for an Uprising, all these people are trying to warn you that these things are happening. They're warning you because they love you. They want to show you compassion. They want to show you that, warn you ahead of time. And hopefully, you know, if this video gets taken down, go find it at Rumble and BitChute, because I don't know how long it's going to be up, people. I don't know. I'm only the messenger, and that's it. I ain't no prophet. I'm just a dumbass behind the camera. That's it. You know, and I'm trying to get as much knowledge and information as possible. I'm the type of dude that likes to stay quiet. But when I need to speak out, I'll speak out. Believe me. When it comes to these political parasites, these satanic agents, these powers that be in heavenly high places, you know, Jesus Christ has our protection. Don't give up hope. If you start giving up hope, you're giving these people power. Don't do that. Don't feel hopeless. Put all your hope and faith to Jesus Christ, because that's an unlimited source of power. He literally defeated death, people. He rose up from death. Death couldn't even stop him. Understand this. Thank you guys for watching. I'm American Mexican Gunslinger. Be prepared physically, mentally, and spiritually. I'm out. Peace.